Hi, this is Nell, and today I am going to be talking all about Peperomia care. So stick around for that. So if you like videos about gardening, succulents, bromeliads, all that good stuff, pruning, propagating, repotting, be sure to subscribe because I upload a video every week, and I would love to have you subscribe, and I'd love to have you come back and watch more videos. Quick public service announcement. It is first thing in the morning. The sun is just coming up. I like to film before it gets blazingly hot here in Tucson. So my throat is a little froggy I should say, so just bear with that. And also the cicadas will be starting soon, and they are so noisy. And also too, I'm going to be only posting a video every other week in August. I have a rash I'm dealing with, and I have lots of doctor's appointments, lots of blood tests, other tests. It's very time consuming. I feel fine, so I don't know what's going on. So anyway, I'm not going to be uploading a video every week, so I just wanted to let you know about that. I should be back on a regular schedule sometime in September. So there are many different peperomias on the market. All of them are small. They are really sweet, and they're succulent-like because they have fleshy leaves and fleshy stems, and their care is very similar to hoyas. And I grew a couple of them outdoors in Santa Barbara in my garden. But in San Francisco, I grew them indoors, and here in Tucson, I grow them indoors. And they're doing fine in Tucson, which I always like to point out because it's a very dry climate here. Right now, our humidity is probably at like 24%, but like a week and a half ago, it was at like 9% because it is the desert, but I think our monsoons are on the way. So anyway, they do fine even in the dry air here. So as for size, most of them are 8 to 12 inches in between there. There's none of them that are too big, so if you don't have a lot of space, they're great plants to have, and they come in lots of leaf variegations, leaf shapes, leaf sizes. So some are upright and some hang, so I'm sure you can find a form that you love. And I'm going to San Diego in about a week and a half. It'll be nice to be where it's a little cooler. And I'm sure that I can find some new peperomias there, so I'm looking forward to that because I want to get a couple new ones. And how they are used. They are used as tabletop plants on tables, bookshelves, bookcases, credenzas. You could have it in your office. It's a great office plant. Or I have a dish garden that has peperomias in it, which you will see soon. And also you could use them in terrariums. And I forgot to mention this because I'm trying to beat the cicadas, is that there will be more information in the blog post. I always do a wordy blog post. So if you are really interested in care, you can go down to the description box down below, and the link will be there. Otherwise, you can find it on my blog, which is joyousgarden.com. And I've also done a couple other videos on, peperomias too. And as for exposure, I keep them in bright light. These are in, you obviously can't see the other ones I have here. I'm pointing to them on the floor, but you can't see them on the ground. This one here, these grow in bathrooms that have skylight, so it's nice, bright, natural light in there. Some of them, many of them will tolerate lower light. It's one that's good, but one like this one that has a lot of variegation and color in the leaf needs more sun to bring it out and to keep it looking like this. And what else? Oh, just don't put them in any hot windows, like a west window, because they will burn. So now I'm going to be showing you my different peperomias up close, and this one is Peperomia classifolia rainbow. I just call it rainbow. And this one is obviously, as I said, one that needs more light. So now on to watering. I water mine once a week here. You may not need to water yours as often. I've done a video and a post called Houseplant Watering 101, and it just sort of explains different points that you should take into consideration when watering your plants. So basically, if it's cooler and less light, you're going to water less often. I water mine every 2 weeks in the winter time. And because most of them are epiphytic plants, they are very prone to overwatering, and they will be subject to root rot, so just don't water them too often. I had to zoom out a bit because these are a little bit larger as you can see. These are the baby rubber plants, Peperomia obtusifolia. This is the mother plant, and these are the cuttings that I just took a few months ago, and I did a video and a post on that. So there you have mother and babies. So now we're on to humidity. Now they do grow in the subtropics and the tropics in nature, so they do like humidity. And as I said, it's very dry here. So I take mine to the kitchen sink every other time I water them, and I'll just spray them with the kitchen spray. And that seems to do the trick for mine because they don't have any brown edges or anything. They're doing just fine. You might want to mist yours if your home is really dry also, or you can also do the saucer filled with pebbles and rocks. And then set the plant in that. Just make sure the roots are not submerged in the water, and that will up the ante on the humidity again. Just period. So as for pruning, my peperomias don't need that much pruning except for the baby rubber plant. That one tends to flip-flop. As you can see, I let this be, even though I just pruned it a few months ago. This stem is hanging over here, and I am going to show you how I'm going to prune it right now. Let's see. I think I want to prune it right here, right there, just to get it to stand up. So I'll just put that cutting there. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I'll probably just send it to the great compost pile in the sky because I have 2 baby rubber plants now. So anyway, that's basically all you would have to do to prune a peperomia. Is just basically to shape it, or if you are going to propagate it. So flowers. The flowers are indescript but fun. All mine that have flowered have been green, and I hope you can see this. Right here is a flower, this thing. So if you ever get those on your peperomia and you wonder what that is, this is the flower here. And it's interesting that the baby is flowering before the mother, because I just did these from cuttings, and there is the flower there too. And because we have Mr. Riley Cat behind the baby rubber plant there, we're going to talk about safe for pets. And yes, Yahoo! This one is non-toxic. I always consult the ASPCA website for that, and it is listed as non-toxic. However, if your cat or dog likes to chew on plants, it could make them sick, but it's not toxic. Okay, so here is this dish garden. I did a video and a post on how to make a dish garden. And everything is still doing fine, except for this is Peperomia caparata rosso. That one hasn't thrived, but it's got thinner leaves. It's a little more temperamental, but there is a flower right there on it. I think the dry air is taking its toll a bit on that one. But this is a variegated baby rubber plant here. Oh, There's, oh no, that's a new leaf. Oh no, that's a flower, I think. I can't tell. I think it's a new leaf about to emerge. And this one is Peperomia, Amiko, Marchello, the trailing beauty there. And this is the kalanchoe that I said I was going to take out of the pot, but I never did. It's still in there. Okay, so now on to soil and repotting, now that we have the ID out of the way. And I've done a whole separate post and video on this. I will leave the link to that in the description box below, and it'll also be in the blog post too if you are interested in more details. But peperomias have a very shallow, not very extensive root system, so they don't need repotting very often at all. Probably I would say every 3 to 5 years, probably more closer to 5, and that would be just to freshen up the soil. But you do want a nice chunky, rich, very fast draining soil, nothing heavy. So propagation, again, I've done a whole video and post on this. The link will also be down in the description box below, but you can do it easily by stem cuttings. You saw me prune off a stem of the baby rubber plant. They propagate really, really easily. You can do it by leaf cuttings, or you can propagate them by division. And spring and summer are the best times to propagate them. So pests. Now I've never seen them with any, but I would imagine because they have those really fleshy leaves and stems that they would be subject to mealybugs, and also to, I would imagine, spider mites. And I have done posts on both mealybugs and spider mite control, but I just want to tell you that as soon as you see a pest, be sure to treat for it, because they multiply like crazy and they spread from plant to plant. Oh, and if you're new to my channel, yes, there are curtains on either side of my patio here because the sun is so strong, and I grow fleshy succulents on my patio, and it just gives them a little bit more shade. Even though this is a north exposure, it gets a little bit of morning sun and afternoon sun, so it just protects my fleshy succulents a little bit. Still lets the light in, but it, you know, filters it a little bit. That's when you know you're a crazy plant person. You put curtains up on your patio for your plants. Okay, so in summary, this is a really easy house plant. Stays small, you know, except for this one gets a little bit bigger, but it's not going to grow very wide. They will do fine in low to moderate light. Bright light, of course, they will do better, but they will tolerate low light, except for ones that have a lot of color in them. They need more light to bring that out. They are subject to overwatering because, again, they got that small root system, and they mainly collect moisture in their natural environments through their leaves and not their roots. So just be sure to not overwater it. What else? Oh, safe for pets. Yay. That's good. And there are lots of different varieties for you to choose from. So I'm sure you can find 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 that you love. How many do I have? I've got 5 different ones now, and I would like to get 5 more. So I hope you have found this video on peperomia care as a houseplant to be helpful. And I am taking a little break. I'm still going to be posting every now and then, just not on a regular basis for like probably 4 or 5 weeks. So just be aware of that, but I will be back. Let's see what else. Oh, yes, I do have a lot more videos coming your way. And let's get out in the garden or into our indoor gardens and make our worlds a more beautiful place. As always, I thank you for all your likes and your subscribes. I do appreciate them. Oh, and also I want to say thank you because I did pass 50,000 subscribers, so thank you for that. And I will catch you in the next video.